Welcome to the Pagan Playground, the YouTube Pagan Challenge that I'm re-recording on a better on a better calendar. The square thing that is recording me in the past that you will see in the future. And I had the sniffles, so do not adjust your stereo. It is me. And this week's question, number 8, is: do you have, and how did you find your matron patron? Now, I kind of look at this in two different ways. I most likely think they're referring to the god and goddess, or the lord and lady, two who are the one. Now, I'm still kind of building I should stop that, right? That relationship, because I'm not quite sure how to frame this per se. I mean, I'm a loner. I'm not one for, attachments. So building something like that is awkward at best. So I think that's one reason I relate to Thoth so much, because I think we're of a similar type, where he is the analyst, he is the record keeper, he is the one that has, he is the thinker. If there's a patron god of nerds, it's good old Thoth, or Jehuti in Egyptian. And I think if I had a patron goddess, it would be Bast, more so than Isis, being a cat person, and I have called upon her to help Kefren. And yes, my kitties have Egyptian names. It's Kefren Michael and Khufu Simon. And that's a whole story how they ended up in middle names, but yes. So yes. Medical haze. Hi. And that is why she's sitting up here. I have Isis, or East, up here next to Thoth. I think I just got her statue because she's a cool statue, but she's an important goddess too. She is the goddess of magic. She's the one you do not screw around with. The Egyptians considered her she who knows everyone's names, because you needed to know the true name of an individual to do anything to them. And if you are interested in Egyptology, mythology, anything like that, I might have mentioned this before, look up Bob Breyer. He did like a 43 episode lecture series through, I believe it's called The Learning Company. It's like a college course for Egyptology, but it's not overwhelming. It's enjoyable, and you learn a lot. But I mean, he just goes into the facts and what they've studied so far. And I also think that we're still learning the translations of the past, regardless of the culture even. I mean, at least in China, in Japan, in India, there's still a direct connection to those days, where in Egypt, the Greeks came in, and then the Arabs came in, which I'm not quite sure from where. Again, brain fog. But, there's a physical history to be built on. And as far as knowing these gods and goddesses, I've studied Egyptology about 90% of my life. But there's a good chunk that's kind of missing, which is the question I posted here on the YouTube Pagans here, that I didn't there's a rant in there somewhere, but some of the responses were exactly what I was kind of looking for. Especially when, I call upon one of the goddesses, which seems kind of counterintuitive, because I think paganism is sort of do-it-yourself type of thing. But the issue was a little out of my hands. But I don't quite know how to thank them, because there isn't that sort of, what kind of birthday present to give your friends because you know them. I'm still getting to know, Bast is easier to do because I'm a cat person, so my gift was cat food. I wanted to give her like cat treats, but my kitties don't like them because they're somewhat abnormal. So I'm like, well, what can I give a cat that they would appreciate? Well, cat food. And it's, mine is freezing right now, so I don't want to put, like, I don't know if it's a good idea or not. I don't want to, like, draw out the kitties in the cold for my pile of food that I want to give and include that part in it. I want to wait till it's a little warmer where they can come out. So I'm always worried about the little kitty people that are walking around here. But then some people have mentioned, well, the Egyptian, it's like, well, they used to sacrifice cats. I'd rather sacrifice people. Plenty of them I want to get rid of, you know. But, you know, you got to realize, you got to look at this from a modern perspective. And it's like, yes, I understand it's not about me, but I still have to have access to certain things. I can't afford frankincense and myrrh, which I would love to have, knowing that that was the incense that embodied the gods. When they burned a temple, when they burned incense in a temple, it wasn't, here's something nice and smelling. The gods embodied the smoke. So to have, you know, actual, you know, what they actually used would be wonderful, but, you know, I can't shit out money, you know. And I don't know, I've got the fake stuff, but I don't know if it would be the same thing. I mean, the meaning's there, and I know that's important, but would the gods recognize the fake stuff? So that's kind of the quandary I'm in. I'm still kind of building that sort of, and then too, you know, those are the gods that are sort of, that I relate to the most to, but I don't know who maybe someday I'll be called to others. Like, I believe it was Lunar Wisdom was saying that Thoth was one of her patrons, and now she's more drawn into the Celtic area. And being my first turn of the wheel, i.e. I'm at the beginning of my journey, I know there's a lot to learn, so that's why I kind of, you know, glad I found the, you know, the page here, because I, you know, those of you who are elders who have been around, you know, hello, kind of clueless. And I'm a solitary, so what I've learned is from books and, you know, but I am an air element, so everything is like logic, you know, resource, that type of thing. So that's kind of how I found my matron and patron. It was just sort of something I naturally kind of adhered to. And I don't even know why I became interested in Egyptology. I literally, I remember a Christmas list when I was like 6 years old, and again another rant there, that had like trip to Egypt and stuff like that. So it must have been like, I grew up on public television, so that's probably what ignited that firestorm. So a good chunk of my library is Egyptology, and I've been purposely trying to find information on the gods that I've been drawn to, and there's actually very little information on it. And there's one book I'd really, really like to keep that is not in my library, which I'll have to look for, that goes through the different gods and sorts them, but it's still the same information I've been finding. It's more like what they do, but then we weren't there in the temples seeing these things, because some things they just didn't write down. Nobody knows how to build a pyramid type of thing. So some of it's kind of self-discovery too. So that is my long, probably very confusing germ-filled video of week 8. How did you find your matron, patron? And the sad thing is I'm like refilming these because I'm hoping I have better light now, so you can see me better, so there's probably less cohesive thought. Welcome to my world. So thank you for watching, and blessed be.